Hey, you were driving on the wrong side of the track. You too. Now, I just want to reiterate. I am actually a really good driver. Hello everybody, welcome to Sjoher Reviews with me, Sjoher, where I play for mobile games and check them out so you don't have to. Today we're taking a look at Driving Zone Germany Pro and rate the game based on playability, microtransactions, length, design, and finally how fun the game is. And all of this based on the cost of the game. More on that later. Driving Zone is a racing game where you can drive as fast as you can through a racing track or city streets, as well as drift for ages if that's your thing. You can get points by getting more expensive cars and going faster and overthinking other cars. You can then use these points to get better cars and, in some cases, unlock some other features. That was his fault. Yeah, he should have gone out of the way. Move! Can't you see I'm... Okay. Just move out of the way. Fine. Playability. This is where we rate the game based on how much you can play the game without the game constantly telling you what to do. This game just jumps straight into it with you trying to figure out how things work. I like that in games, where you are figuring out as you play along the game, within reason of course. This game, however, controls are pretty self-explanatory, so you don't really need too much in terms of how to use them, etc. And you can customize them if needed, as well as after earning some coins to, unlock some features and stuff like that. This is definitely not your typical auto-scroller that does everything for you, but better cars do affect how well the car steers and handles whilst driving the car. So for those reasons, I'll give it a 5. It's really not much I can complain about in terms of playability here. Like I said, it's really self-explanatory. 0 microtransactions. This is where we take a look at the in-game store and or ads given the price of the game. This game, as mentioned before, has coins to upgrade your car and to unlock some features. You can earn them in-game and you can also purchase them if you're impatient. I did pay less than 50 cents for this game while it was on sale, but typically it costs around €1, like 90 cents or something like that. Okay, so first thing that immediately screams at me is the shop. So, okay. Disable ads. Slow motion costs, what is this? 20,000 coins? Yeah, something like that. And you can purchase 20,000 coins for less than €1. 90,000 coins for €2.78. With that in mind, I find the in-game coins versus real money balance a bit odd, making the coins too expensive, at least in my opinion. You're paying the same price for the game as you are paying for 20,000 coins. And what does that get you? Barely enough for the cheapest car. These coins can get pretty fast in-game, so there's no need to purchase them at this price. And with a lot of these cheap games that cost less than €1, if you're going to have cash up in them, why not just make them free? It doesn't make sense to be charging for the game and then have a cash up as well. So for those reasons, I'm gonna give it a 2. It has microtransactions, but it's not thrown in your face all the time, but I question why you would actually want to buy them for actual cash. Length. This is where I took a look at how long the game appears to be and how much replayability you can get out of the game. This game is pretty repetitive with only a few different racetracks and a few different streets to choose from. However, this game is a complete time waster where once you pick it up and actually start playing it, you can get lost in it until your boss tells you to get back to work. Sorry boss, won't happen again. However, there's not much that draws you in the first place unless you have the game installed. So smack down the middle with 3 points sounds like a fair rating. Design. This is where we take a look at the design of the game, sound, art, and user interface. The design of the game seems fairly simple at first, with the cars being bulky, basically just boxes with tires on them, but yet there are a few different types, and the only sound effect to speak of is the engine sound and, you know, the engine rev and all of that nonsense. And I mean, I do have the hazard lights on. Everyone should know in 15 kilometers radius that there's a hazard with me. Like seriously, it's the other car's fault that. At this house, I mean, you all saw it. This house just jumped at me. You all saw it, right? However, this also has a dynamic crash update on the car, where it updates every time you crash. Every time someone or something jumps in the way of your driving, updating the state of the car in the process. You know, like when other cars, rails, houses, all sorts of things, you know, just magically jump in front of the car and you don't have time to react and just crash into them. Not on purpose though, not on purpose. Definitely not on purpose. The game would benefit for having some sort of background music in it, but for what it is, it holds up quite well in that regards. With all that in mind, I'll give it a 4. It's simple at times but effective, especially considering the price. Fun. This is where we take a look at how fun the game actually is. This game is a typical guilty pleasure for sure. It's stupidly fun just driving around, imagining that you're in a race, racing someone, knockoff GTA or something like that. It's more fun than it looks on the surface. And, well, I hate to say this, but I have to give this a 4. It's just a guilty pleasure all around. Overall score. So that means that this game gets 19 out of 25 available, giving it a 3.8, which we round up to 4. Although there are some elements in this game that I do not like, especially the microtransactions and especially the price of them, the guilty pleasure part really pushes the experience of this game up a notch, or 2, or even 4. So that's it for this review. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, you know the deal. Take care everyone. Bye bye. I'll see you later. Bye bye everyone. Bye bye. Playability. This is where it is. Length. This is where. Is my move okay? Yeah, it's okay. And you see, I'm even helping the garbage collector. Oh, how did that car just start flying out of nowhere? Oh man, that was hilarious.